Live from a murder motel somewhere in eastern Colorado. No, it's fairly nice. We have not been hearing gunfire from a confirmed meth hotel in like 2 days. We're in a much nicer part of the country. See, she's disapproving, but the problem is I'm literally correct. I mean, I can share like news stories and things. The real question is, why can't Jen hold the camera tall enough where I'm still in frame? And where would she rate this hotel from Bates Motel to IHG? You see what I have to work with here. This is a sad day. This is how I'm dealing with my tears.
It's a nice motel. The owner lady was really nice. Bathroom
murder
is a
us?
little bit.
I still have my kidneys. I didn't wake up in a bathtub.
Okay,
Minus.
Matt, what do you have against this town? They seem like they're struggling a little bit, but it was a really nice woman, and the room doesn't have a smell or anything.
We went into Mexican food last night. The lady ignored and was glaring at me for like 10 minutes, and she came back, and then she came over and she like pretty angrily told us no fires in the bathroom. I know, you see this face and you're like, yeah, pyromaniac, she's gonna light fire. And like it was broken English and she kept like restating no fire, bathroom. I'm like, okay, well, I wasn't going to. Now you're making it sound so good though. I mean, am I missing out on the quintessential Rocky Fork experience by not lighting your bathroom on fire? Not metaphorically.
It was
actually,
not
like,
first encounter. I guess she mistaked us for someone else because we look so non-distinct.
Darwin on the Trail may have lit fire to a bathroom in eastern Colorado. I'm not saying it, other people.
But once we cleared up that we were not them and we had not been in town before, she was quite nice also, so.
Okay, if I like comfort food, Mexican food, Americanized, etc. If I'm like, yeah, the Mexican food isn't great, that's a thing. I would not go to that Mexican food ever again unless I was going to light their bathroom on fire. This is the most awkward camera angle since like, well, good news. Facebook has decided to start advertising like OnlyFans related things to me because making videos on the internet, that's the assumption. So I think I can get her a videography in sleazy hotel rooms class at a very good rate. So I'm going to.
So I have 2 days left at this point, today and tomorrow, and then I have to fly back
Oh, it's not that sort of video.
to California. And I was really hoping that, these last couple days we'd just be kicking butt, taking names, having a great time. Especially after just a few days ago, we did that 33-mile day. We're like, all right, I've never been this strong before. We're just gonna, kick butt all the way to the finish. And
Butts are being kicked, but
this morning, we have been forced to admit that there is something wrong. I was not just tired after that 33-mile day. I got some kind of a stomach bug or something because I've had basically like diarrhea for the last 4 days. And it's...
I told her not to lick the doorknob at the skeevy hotels, but she's like, no, my immune system is strong. And then we got advice from people on YouTube, which is always great for medical advice. You want to know the good actual medical advice of people on YouTube.
Don't insult your followers.
Those are your followers giving that weird advice, not mine. Anyway,
so
the other take was just going to be me sitting here crying for 2 minutes with her going, yeah,
I'm feeling okay. It's not like I'm, bedridden or anything here, but
that's because you don't have a bed.
Doing a normal hiking day, 25 miles, and being able to get enough.
That's normal.
Get enough food and water when I'm feeling kind of queasy and having stomach issues. It's not very feasible.
I'm more worried about her getting dehydrated, honestly, because it's hard to keep enough water in doing this sort of thing, especially in Colorado, which is a dry environment to begin with.
So we found that there is a bus line.
Behind the scenes, she was just talking about how strong she is out here, and then she had to stop because her arm literally wasn't strong enough to hold the camera up for longer than about 30 seconds. Noodle woman!
There is a bus line that goes roughly the way the route is going anyway. So we have a plan today. I'm gonna hop on the bus, shortcut, skip ahead, to one of the next towns, the town of Fowler, which is about 26 miles ahead. Meet up with Matt towards the end of the day there. And then we'll either have a camp or hotel together tonight. I'm really hoping that just having a day to rest off my feet will let my body recover, and fingers crossed I can get in one last awesome day, Taters Tuesday tomorrow, before I have to come back. If not, it'll basically be making plans to get back at that point.
She's obviously afraid she's missing out on Taters Tuesday because look at how much she's talking.
Bummer that we don't get to hike together today, but as Matt knows, he's been through a lot of this, and we just gotta make the best of it.
I'm the guy that random people want to talk to because they're like, oh, you've been through lots of shitty times on trail. I'm going through a slightly shitty time. I want to feel better about myself. What happened with you? And then they're like, oh God. Anyway.
He will get a little preview of being a solo hiker today.
Slightly less murdery in the daylight. Slightly. There is supposedly a coffee shop a little further into town. Our plan is to go there. I get enough coffee to motivate me to continue, and then Jen has to run and catch a bus in about an hour. Okay, let's hope the coffee shop is better than the Mexican food restaurant was. Otherwise, we'll just get Jen's tarot reading across the street. And it's okay, Taters replaced me with a chai latte that talks back less, so I think she'll be okay. And there goes Jen, at least temporarily. Okay, sadly time to keep stumbling on. Jen is safely on a bus and on her way to that town 27 miles ahead. This is really a bummer, but this is basically a last-ditch effort to avoid her having to come off trail a couple of days early. She really wants to stick it out as long as she can, but I was getting worried about her getting dehydrated and just how miserable she was looking at times. So she'll get a day of rest. She promised to rehydrate and do a couple other things that have helped me before. And hopefully by end of the day she's feeling better and she'll hike out and meet me. Otherwise I'll go into Foley. There was another cheapish motel there. We'll stay there, and then we'll probably have to get her picked up and taken off to a doctor or something like that. Her flight out is on the 14th at about 1 p.m. So we don't have all that much time to play with. And she starts school almost immediately. I think her first day back doing teacher prep is the 15th. Even me getting her to consider doing what we're doing here required me to kind of upset her at dinner by suggesting it. I just hated seeing her suffering so much. I do still have all the same stuff, part of the 2-person tent, etc. So we are counting on seeing each other tonight. Well, this town has been a real garden spot. I just had to jink around on a couple of different roads to avoid loose dogs and things. And in other news, it is back to 90 degrees today. And by Saturday, it's going to be getting to 100. Now, I am getting close to the mountains and where my parents are, but I still have a little ways. I can work things a little more flexibly. I need, like I mentioned, a day at my parents just to offload things from my phone. They are always willing to pick me up early or late, so I guess I could push that out till the day where it's going to be 100, but unfortunately, functionally, there is not a whole heck of a lot of difference between 97 degrees and 100 degrees. Both are unpleasantly hot and can be unworkable if you don't have shade, etc. One day at a time, though. Heck, go back however many weeks where it was humid and I'd be killing for 97 degrees and dry. And just for that extra amount of joy, it's like 70% humidity here this morning. I just got a flood watch starting at 3, so I'm guessing it's going to get kind of fun today.
Here is where I'm resting, waiting. Nice little park in the town of Fowler. Has shade, has a pit toilet. So I am just hanging here, focusing on getting better until I get an update from Matt as he gets closer.
Welcome to Manzella. There was a restaurant listed here, but it looks like it's more of a food truck. Kind of feeling the pressure to try and get near Jen as early as I can. Ideally, I would get a water fill up though. I am not getting the friendliest vibe around here so far. Just need to find something to fill up my water a bit. I'm going to drop in and chat with the Civic folks and see if maybe I can get some drinking water from them. Okay, nice lady behind the desk, and per her, no, there's no drinking fountains or anything because all the city water in this entire region is basically not good and everybody has to buy bottled water. They are apparently working on a pipeline to bring better water through here, but it's stuck and under construction and yada yada. She did have some sympathy and gave me a couple of bottles of water, so I'm actually good to make it through Olney, which will probably have the exact same problem. This is one of these things we've had to get used to. Coming from the places I've lived, you know, the San Antonio, Boise, California, the drinking water has generally been safe. I know friends who are kooky and will only drink bottled water, but you can generally drink the stuff out of the tap and it at most might have a little taste of chlorine. There are certain areas though where it ain't drinkable and they don't necessarily have any indication to outsiders that you shouldn't be filling out of that spigot. So I do have enough to get on at least for a while. Might have to rely on a farmhouse or two. The hard part is there's not even bloody gas stations out here. Literally, there was a liquor store. You want half a gallon of cheap rum, they got you. You want, you know, a liter of water, you got to buy it a few drops at a time practically. I'm gonna guess Sergeant Mary was run over by a truck walking or biking along said road without a shoulder, but maybe I'm just getting a little punchy today. And welcome back to the Arkansas. It's turned into a regular old big river. My dad's actually been whitewater rafting on it near Canyon City. And those mountains are getting closer. That actually had me worried for a minute. Sheepdogs can get very aggressive sometimes. Sorry guys, no food. Well, that certainly looks like a potential party in the making. Per the weather report, anytime after 3, and it's now 4 o'clock, there is the potential for really unsettled weather, heavy rain, flooding. I really would not mind the cloud cover here, but lightning could get a bit terrifying in these open areas. And even if I was to dive for some trees, a lot of these trees are so isolated. It's not like I can go sit by that one and be any safer than just lying out somewhere. Okay, well Jen isn't feeling any better, but she still wants to try and tough it out. As you can see, the weather's starting to get a little bit interesting here. As of right now, she wants to hike out and come to me, and then we stealth camp. She's still another 7 miles ahead or so. I'm honestly a little shaky at the moment. The weather's getting interesting. I don't particularly want to be struck by lightning in the middle of a big field. That is looking increasingly fun. Well, this doesn't feel good.
We were just debating if I should start walking out to meet Matt on the trail or head for a hotel. And then this hit, so I'm gonna stay right here under this shelter for the time being.
I know Jen wanted to camp second to last night and all, but I am not feeling great about being out here with the down strikes. I think I'm gonna tell her just to hole up in that hotel, and then hopefully I make it to her. It's a couple of miles and then 1.7 off, but hell, if I get to another bridge, I think I'm gonna duck and cover. This is not good. And shit, I just got the severe thunderstorm warning. This really isn't ideal, but it's about all I got out here. Yeah, this is not the best. The rain's hit, the hail's started. If I get a train coming by, this is going to be even more fun. Well, that storm front went through, but there's all sorts of hell breaking loose on here. There's a tornado warning to the north, bigger storms to the south. I am pushing on because the red part of the thunderstorm went by. Lightning's headed away, and I have a better part of 2 hours to get to Fowler, where Jen is. I told her just get the hotel. I don't want her out here.
Storm passed in about 15 minutes. At least the first round. There may be more coming per this wind. I'm really glad Matt was okay during that. That was pretty scary. I'm both a little sad I missed out on the adventure of going through that storm with Matt, but also kind of glad I didn't have to go through it, and mostly just glad that he's okay. That also basically made the decision for us, with the possibility of a couple more of those in the radar and the storm warnings. I'm just heading for the hotel. It's the single hotel in town, another fairly cheap one, and then we just hope that Matt can make it to join me as quickly as possible and without major incident.
Okay, so I've done 25 miles of forward progress. Fowler is 1.7 off to the side, maybe a few more tenths of a mile to where Jen has a hotel room. It's a $60 hotel room. It seems reasonable. That keeps her near a bathroom, so I made an executive decision and said we're doing that instead of having her come out here. The stealthing opportunities along this road would be pretty limited. Fences on both sides, limited trees, but more it was just the weather. I mean, it's calm now, but you know, an hour ago all hell was breaking loose, and there's still stuff forming up and moving all around. So, and discretion over valor. If it was just me, I'd probably keep going on and make something work on the far side of those train tracks up against the fence, but I really want Jen to be able to have a reasonable day tomorrow, hopefully. Normally sideways miles are where you try and hitch, you know, out and back to, you know, where you came off the red line. But considering this area is known for prisons, I'm guessing that's not going to go real well.
Here is where we're staying for the night, and Matt should be here shortly.
I see a blondie. And welcome to our little $60 a night hotel. Oh no, I'm not going to get my shoes wet right before. Oh, blondie. Okay, just a couple extra tenths of a mile bonus miles. And now we're on to the next stage of our murder motel tour of Western Colorado. Eastern Colorado.
Hey, these guys must be good people because they had like 3 cats running around the office when you checked in.
Okay, one might look at this place and say fairly murdery. However, it has one big advantage that I can't smell myself because this place smells so moldy bad.